Al Green decided he was going to lead the charge, and then nobody followed. He was like, "Come on, everybody! He can't stop all of us," and then no one else backed him up.
Bro, I know we're gonna see him, but just let me preface it: old black dude, bad hair, a cane. Like, you couldn't make up a better caricature of like the modern Democratic Party in complete disarray. It was perfect.
All right, so let's recap everyone what happened with these short clips we found on the interwebs.
The popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Oh, they're all big mad. They're so big mad over losing. But as we'll see later on, Trump does have a mandate. And that's what this whole issue is about, pal. Trump saying that he was given a mandate by voters, and Al Green taking exception to that. So we're going to let the clip play on here.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
So this was after a warning as well from the chair. Give credit to Mike Johnson and his staff. They had the rules ready to go because they probably anticipated somebody doing something stupid like this.
Yeah, and give Mike Johnson credit because Donald Trump is teaching these people how to fight. Right? I don't know if other Republican speakers would have actually had someone ejected from a state, a State of the Union or a joint session of Congress here. I don't know if it would have happened. Thank God he had that on the ready, and he had the balls to stand up and throw that guy out.
I mean, okay, but if I can just use a pun here. A Johnson is only as strong as the balls behind it. And he had some pretty big balls on that dais with him in Trump and Vance. I don't think he has the balls to do things like that without them being present.
Yes, sir. And that's why I keep warning all of our, fellow travelers that when Trump is off the stage, it's a wrap. And in this case, literally, right? If he wasn't on that dais, I don't know if a Republican speaker, no matter who it would be, would have stepped up and done that.
I don't know. I mean, I also don't know if, but for Trump being there, that Democrats would be so bold as to pull a stunt like Al Green did. What do you?
No, I think that the Democrats have crossed the Rubicon, my friend. No matter who we put up going forward, they are unhinged.
Hold on a second. I tend to agree with that, but I just want to ask this in a proper way so that we can frame the question the right way here. Does Trump's strength invite competition? Like, does his strength invite challenge to his authority?
From the Democrats?
Yeah.
No, I firmly believe that I was going to bring this up later, but I'll bring it up now. So imagine, if you will, a world in which most of our party were MTGs and Representative Boebert.
Ew.
Right? They're not, thank God. I mean, I love me some Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's nuts. The Democrats, find me a normal one, right? They're all that. So they're done. There is no such thing as a moderate Democrat anymore. It does not exist.
Okay, so I was going to save this for later, but we're talking about it now. We might as well. Was the selection of Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin the Democrats' first attempt to show that they're normal?
I think that was some of the more wise members of the party thought that. First of all, in a vacuum, she's still to the left of like a Bill Clinton, right? So she's not like moderate in any sense of the word, but compared to the radical, crazy lunatics that exist now, she got kudos even from the Republicans. Like, she wasn't completely, like, she didn't show up wearing a resist t-shirt and holding up a sign that said something during the rebuttal, right?
Oh my God.
Okay, we give her that at least, right? The bar is so low for them, really.
Well, just think about how cringy the entire 24-hour lead up was to this speech as well. We saw libs of TikTok and others out there talking about the video that was basically scripted for 20 some odd different senators, and with the same script, the same speech, the same graphics. Whoever thought that would have been effective has no clue about the evolution of the electorate and how savvy we all are now to pick up on things like that. Whereas 10 years ago, under the Obama administration or the Obama campaign, you could have gotten away with something like that and people maybe not catching on to it. But the day started out with an absolute cringe fest, pal.
Yeah, and that it turns out that Senator Cory Booker was behind that little game. Slotkin from Michigan. The point I'm trying to make is, so somebody picked Slotkin, right? But Booker took it upon himself to do that other crazy stunt where they all read the same statement and looked like fools. Who is the leader of their party, right? I get it. They don't have a president right now, and their immediate past president,
come on, man,
is senile, right? So I get it. They're in a mess. But who is the leader of their party? Who's calling this? Who's going to say what the new platform should look like going forward? They're in trouble.
Well, someone needs to ask Hakeem Jeffries if he has control of his members. Because, first of all, he's out there doing another cringy video.
I'm told that Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and the extreme MAGA Republicans are claiming that Democrats are sending paid protesters into their town hall meetings. We don't need paid protesters, bro. The American people are with us.
You have Jasmine Crockett doing a Kendrick Lamar-esque video that was the absolute it just gave me secondhand embarrassment for her. And think about it, for her to get the secondhand embarrassment over something she did, it had to be cringy. And then you had Al Green jumping up and down in Congress. You're right. There is no leader. It's supposed to be Hakeem Jeffries in the House, and they were in his house, and they acted a fool in his house. 17 members didn't show up. It was 17 members didn't show up. Another 14 walked out. They're out of control.
Bro, they're the green, and some of them do actually have like green and purple hair, but they're the green-haired, nose-ring Starbucks baristas. Like, that's their whole party right now. Walking out, resisting, protesting. They kneel for George Floyd. They won't stand up for true American heroes. Like, it's despicable when you really think about it.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's rudderless. I think that might be the best phrase for it. You mentioned purple hair. I got to pull this up now. I was going to pull this up later. But
I was going to tell you. What's her name? Rose, whatever?
Well, no. I made something just for you.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can load it. StreamYard gave us a whole bunch of new toys, and I can share different things and stuff. I posted this on X. Let me know what you think of that, pal.
There she is. Like,
yes, it's the new Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
Sitting in the balcony complaining about what's going on stage.
And who was holding the sign that said, "This is not normal"?
Oh, that was someone from North Dakota. I forget her name.
Like, keep this on the screen for a minute.
Yeah.
A congresswoman who held up a sign, a Democrat that held up a sign that said, "This is not normal," while President Trump was walking out of it from a speech. Look at what's on the screen right now. That's normal? Upper right? I forgot what state she's from. Maybe playing Massachusetts. Garbage, trash.
Yeah. And you want to talk about this is not normal? It would be normal in most addresses from the president that there would be an escort that would escort the president into the chamber, made up of both Republicans and Democrats. Democrats broke with that tradition, didn't want to participate in that. So they're already starting out this way. They're walking in with their pink blazers on. Some people wrote on them in signs of protest, T-shirts with resist on them, walking out in little speeches. Outbursts like this, where you said we've crossed the Rubicon. There's no coming back from the days of us growing up where there was actually respect for the office from both sides. It's gone. It's so far in the rearview mirror right now. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show.
By the way, it's not just hatred for Donald Trump, by the way. We have a couple of jackasses in the chat right now, too. They are anti-American.
No. Stop. You want to have some fun?
Let's do it. Pull them up.
Let's have some fun. Hey, Sigma0100. Let's bring you up first here, pal. Oh, F off effing traitors and that idiot with the Trump picture behind you. Look, is this English? You look one of those North Korea effers praising for his leader.
Potty mouth, Roger.
Sigma, you are the reason the Department of Education will be going away very soon. Clearly, you didn't pay attention in English class, or you didn't even care enough to type. Listen, something you need to know about us. We demand a higher level of troll, okay? We demand that if you're going to come at us with some energy. Come at us with actually knowing something. Come at us with proper grammar, like you actually want to take us on. Otherwise, it's shooting fish in a barrel here, my friend. I mean, really. We demand a better level of troll. Trolls out there, come with it. Don't just do it like this.
What they also don't understand, these guys like Sigma, is Trump sign behind me. Yeah, I do that to piss you off. Do you think I think Trump should be king? You know what? Fuck you. Yeah, I actually do think Trump should be king. But if you look at the rest of my wall there, jerky, I got every Republican president that was a president during my lifetime behind me, right? You just happen to see the Trump one and you're fucking stupid. You should just ban him, bro. We don't need him.
No. We don't ban anybody here.
Fuck that.
Listen, I love our trolls. Hang on. He's got some more for us. Here, let's see what he says here. I'm not even a lefty, but at least I have some integrity.
Sure, Dan.
One thing is to be against the woke BS, and totally different is kiss that delusional orange clown butt and clap like an effing trained seal. Well, arf, motherfucker. We don't just challenge the left. We challenge the right here as well. If you hang around long enough, you'll see that. And hopefully you'll learn something in analyzing the buffoonery of these people out there. See, the pile-on starts like this. And unfortunately...
By the way, dudes like Sigma, I can predict what his problem is. I mean, he has a lot of them. But I'll diagnose him.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to diagnose him politically real quick. He was one of those DeSantis bros that can't get over it, right? That there's a primary and a DeSantis laws, and that, Trump was sort of like the incumbent running for re-election, and a lot of us wanted to give him his second term. That's the end of it. And tell me if I'm right there.
DeSantis or Haley? Because, the Haleys are actually the leftists.
No, the DeSantis bros, they can't get over it. The Haley people were mostly Democrats. So you could share the same views as me, but you just hate Trump. So you're a never Trumper and you're a DeSantis dude.
And now back to the show.
Let's get back to this. So Al Green decided to leave. It was decided for him to leave, I should say. But he decided to go to the press and give an explanation as to why he interrupted this speech by Trump. Let's listen to his explanation here. And it's going to be a little low. I have it up as high as I can.
The president said he had a mandate. And I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people. And they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid. He needs to save Medicaid, protect it. We need to raise the cap on Social Security. There's a possibility that it's going to be hurt, and we've got to protect Medicare.
Okay, so he's got a whole bunch of reasons, but the first thing that came out of his mouth, I know it was very hard to hear, was that he was upset that Trump said that he has a mandate. Trump does have a mandate. And I didn't explain it this well, but Stephen A. Smith certainly did. And we can get to that in a little bit here. But before we get to Stephen A. schooling everybody on mandates, does Trump have a mandate, in your opinion, Mr. Galloway?
Of course he does, right? First of all, whoever is the president of the United States has a mandate, right? That's number one. Let me just go back to Al Green for a minute.
Sure.
The Democrats are hysterical, obviously, right? Just look at them. They're completely hysterical. I've been saying this for a while. Trump has made it very clear that there will be no cuts to beneficiaries of Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. However, just like the Department of Defense, which the left loves to cut, any waste, fraud, or abuse will be addressed, right? So if overall the budget goes down by a few percent because they found a bunch of waste, fraud, and abuse, that's not a cut to Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. And I know we have something about this later, but if you cut a 200-year-old Social Security recipient from the rolls to save a few bucks, that's not a cut, right? That is a fraud, waste, and abuse example. And by the way, just real quick on the mandate, both houses of Congress, as slim as they may be, and the White House, both the Electoral College popular vote, all 7 swing states. Yeah, that's a mandate.
Absolutely. Just going to grab a few comments here from across platforms. Notion Monger is back here saying, in my youth, a blue hair just meant they were old, not crazy leftist loony. We're starting to see even some older people have different colored hair, as we saw in that photo we just put up earlier. But yeah, I mean, blue hair has come into a different meaning here. Mr. Schmuckins, I love the name. I do like the name. I don't think that TDS is that they really don't like Trump. They just a lot of super angry people, and hating Trump is their escape. And I'm not going to critique the grammar, but I appreciate that.
Let me jump on that one for a minute. He's right in a sense, but I'm going to take it one step further, like I usually do. The left hates America. Trump loves America. It's the perfect storm. Going forward, if we only nominate and elect Republicans that are America first, you will see this all the time. I'm just afraid that the next guys won't be fighters like Trump is now. That's my fear. But the left isn't going to stop. They will not stop.
Mm-hmm. And just to show Mr. Schmuckins that I can roll with the best of them, quit saying slim, not good for your buddy. Oh no, a fat joke. It's my kryptonite. Oh no, I'm going to wither away. And actually, I have been withering away. I am down about 45 pounds since my high. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for noticing, Mr. Schmuckins.
We're about to do the Behind Enemy Lines calendar next year, Gene. Let's do
it. Hell yeah. I can't wait.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Notion Manager back. Good ideas win. Bad ideas require the silencing of opposition. In freaking deed. But this idea of a mandate was not just discussed at this address in dealing with Al Green. Prior to it, Stephen A. Smith, who he's known for being a sportscaster. He's a big Knicks fan. He's a great anti-Cowboys fan. I love whenever he rants about the Cowboys. It warms my heart. Very outspoken figure in sports and in media in general. He went on The View for some reason, and Joy Behar tried to engage him in discussions about whether or not Trump has a mandate. And we'll let this clip play unabated here. Take a listen to this.
It's only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever. And he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, it is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won a popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it all, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
What's a different definition of a mandate, I guess?
But the problem is that if you're the Democratic Party and you lost 49.8% to 48.3%, and you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse for you to say, what we did really wasn't that bad.
Some people didn't
we should continue to do that.
Do you think that
don't continue to do that. Find a new strategy.
Stephen A. Smith, my friend, what do you think about what he said?
He's 100% right, Gene. And the formula for Donald Trump was pretty simple, especially this time around, even though he kind of did it for the last couple of times he ran as well. Trump, especially in this speech last night, he stakes out the ground on the 80 side of the 80-20 position of the United States, right? Almost 80% of the people, when you poll them, agree that we should have border protection, some kind of immigration enforcement. Crime is too high, especially in sanctuary cities. Men should not be playing in women's sports. We shouldn't be worrying about pronouns, DEI, cutting taxes, cheaper energy, and no more foreign wars, right? Those are 80-20 issues, and Trump has staked those out. And what the Democrats in their demented state right now have done is force themselves to oppose all of those and put themselves in the 20% category. I don't know how they could win going forward. They look insane.
If you like that clip from our new show, Behind Enemy Lines, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other shows, and tune in live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.